Why is this such a great league? Over the last 2 years, if you say who have been the three best players in the world across formats, you'd say Ben Stokes, wouldn't you? And Ben Stokes comes here. It's 6 games since he came here. He's still struggling. I think Sangakkara picked it up after about 15 balls or so. And Lisa, as a coach, she'll understand that very well too. That he normally was sort of times the ball well. He was trying to heave the ball, wasn't he, Lisa? He was trying to put power because he wasn't getting timing, and that never works.
Yeah, just losing his shape. That's the issue. You just need to have fast hands, get the ball in the middle of the bat. But he was trying to hit himself out of form, or out of the slump that he was in. I mean, I don't want to talk too much about this year because I think, obviously, personally, there's been a lot going on. So for him to come over, I think we need to acknowledge that and say, look,
Yes,
we appreciate that you've come over in such difficult times to play the game. But obviously, his mind would be elsewhere, and we've got to accept that and let him be. But for me, his numbers, probably apart from 2017, and even then, I know he got MVP, but his numbers just aren't good enough for an international player. And I've said this time and time again, when they come into this competition, when they take the playing 11, their expectation is so much higher than what some of them are delivering. And you can see the numbers, like I said, forget 2020, but even 2019, 2018, that's just not good enough for the calibre of player that Ben Stokes is.
Yeah, that color when he changed from 17 to 18, maybe Harsha, it's just the pink that didn't sit well with Ben Stokes because he seemed a different player after he moved away from the lilac, was it, with Rising Pune Supergiant?
dark pink and shirts and colors, Gautam, you know that far better than anybody else. But I agree completely with Lisa. I mean, 2019 was a shocker year for Ben Stokes. Maybe, there are some great players around the world who are very good in some formats. Ben Stokes is an outstanding test match cricketer and a very, very high caliber one-day cricketer. Those numbers force a question on whether he's as good in the T20 format. I mean, there have been some great players who struggled in T20, and I just wonder, we'll wait to get to the end of the season to pass judgment on that. And I completely agree with Lisa that his mind is probably all over the place too. So you've got to budget for that. But I don't think he's not been the greatest T20 player post that 16, 17. Yeah.
But we did make a point earlier before we started, and a lot of discussion on where he should bat. The conclusion was the reason he's being put up there is maybe a bit of the rust to give him more time out in the middle. Is it time now to just say, okay, we know you're a good enough player, can we shift the batting position?
Yeah, who's going to take him? Who's going to take the opening position? I personally think Steve Smith should.
Smith and Uthappa.
Yeah, he's got the game to kind of build slowly in his innings, and then because he hits to such unique places, he's a handful once he gets his eye in it and obviously reads the ball off the pitch really well. So I think that there is a case to potentially remove Ben Stokes, and you even heard the commentator saying, I can't believe we're discussing it, but it is the IPL and you've got quality players sitting off. So if something's not working, you've got to bite the bullet and make that change.